My name is Joanna Romero, and I've chosen my speech topic to be secular Buddhism. Now, what is secular Buddhism? It's not like normal Buddhism, it's a branch of Buddhism. It is actually very non-religious, which is why I think it's a sort of way where religious and non-religious people can meet in the middle. And what this actually is a philosophy in which you just ingrain into your life to where you can. It's basically a lifestyle sort of change, a mindset that you need to put yourself in and follow certain guidelines to what secular Buddhism really is. Now, there was an older person and a younger person here, and the younger person came into this old man's temple, and with a glass of full tea, the younger person asked for some tea, and the older person filled the cup up until the cup was overflowing, and it kept overflowing and overflowing. And the younger person turned to the old man and said, "Hey, the tea is kind of pouring out. You think you should be doing that?" And the old man stopped pouring the tea and responded simply with, "Well, to pour tea into someone's cup, first you must empty it." And what do I mean by that? I mean that to have information installed into you, you must first learn to empty what you already know about it and to be able to be open to newer concepts of information. Now, how do you use this on a regular basis? Well, it's it's very complicated, but it's also a simple procedure in which you can do to change your aspects of life. Like, for example, if you go into the highway, you go on 59, let's say, and someone cuts you off, right? And you're late to work, you got all these things planned, and someone cuts you off, and you just wonder, like, wow, this person is really rude, and you get really upset about it. But you get upset, and you continue to get upset because why would this person even do this? Why would this person, are they that much later than you? Like, everyone in the world is going somewhere at the same time. So why should this person get to cut you off? Well, the thing about secular Buddhism is it's it's more of an insight in the world where you just decide to not act either good or bad about it. Now, what I mean by that is, yes, they cut you off, so you have your initial reaction. Your initial reaction is to get mad, get frustrated, upset. That's what happens. What you do afterwards is what really counts into what secular Buddhism is. As a almost, I wouldn't consider myself a Buddhist yet because I haven't really known all the teachings yet, but this is something that I have come to realize about secular Buddhism, is that things just are what they are. There is no good, there is no bad meaning to it. It's really just what it is. So for someone to cut you off and for you to get utterly upset about it is, in a way, not helpful, and it's not needed, because whether that person was there or not, it really doesn't matter whether they cut you off or whether they did. It's really more about accepting that it happened and moving on from it. Now, these types of teachings that secular Buddhism comes into play with, I haven't really gone into any other Buddhist branch yet, but I know that secular Buddhism really did bring clarity to what I do in my life. I see a lot of more things clear. And this doesn't just come to people. This doesn't just come down to emotions. This doesn't excuse emotions. It's more of a what you know you should do. And really, that's all you need to do. If you know that you're not supposed to be upset afterwards, you know you're not supposed to do all these things are more easier to understand with a sort of output in life, where secular Buddhism is a very philosophical topic. It's more just a mindset to cope with a lot of things in life. It really can apply to anything you really do. Now, an example of this, of one of the teachings, comes from John Godfrey Sachs from the 19th century, and he retold this Indian parable called The Blind Man and the Elephant. And what this actually comes to is, hold on, the scripture of the blind man and the elephant is actually this right here, and I will read it. It was 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind. That each by observation might satisfy his mind, the first approached the elephant, and happening to fall against his broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl, God bless me, but the elephant is very like a wall. The second, feeling of the tusk, cried, Ho! What have we here? So very round and smooth and sharp? To me 'tis might clear. This wonder of an elephant is very much like a spear. The third approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, thus boldly up and spake, I see, quoth he, the elephant is very like a snake. The fourth reached out an eager hand, and fell about the knee. What most his wondrous beast is like is mighty plain, quoth he. 'Tis clear enough the elephant is very like a tree. The fifth who chanced to touch the ear, said Ian the blindest man, and can tell that what his resembles most, deny the fact who can. This marvel of an elephant is very like a fan. Now, that's just the core concept of that poem was to know the truth from the fact. This is something that basically means to quit getting caught up in the facts, because sometimes the facts get in the way of the truth. Yes, the elephant does have these many qualities, but the truth is that the elephant is all of these qualities that these men have come up with. It's not just the trunk, it's not just the ears, it's not just the tusk, it's everything. And this is really what secular Buddhism has come to me. It's a teaching in life. It's something that you don't have to go to a mosque to. You don't have to pray to Hail Mary. You don't need to do all this for this. This is just simply inviting you to think a little more, to question why you do things sometimes. And some people might not need it. Some people are perfectly fine without it, and that's totally fine. I just think that this is a good basis for someone who's looking out for a guidance in life, or who is lost within their own being. Now, I want to invite you to research. If you really think that secular Buddhism is something that you could use. I do have a work cited here. It is called What is Secular Buddhism by Noah Rasheta. He is doing podcasts, and this is mainly where I got most of my information from, and it's like a teaching of the soul and the mind. It's to be at peace, but it's not. The core of secular Buddhism is to simply accept what goes on around you, and to accept who you are, and to accept who other people are. It's not to fight. It's very different from what religion is, and it's not at all about religion. It's just philosophy. I would really strongly recommend for any of you to really look into it. I invite you to research about it, and if you don't, that's totally fine as well. But that's it.